The dim light of my study cast long shadows across the cluttered desk. An old map lay before me, its edges frayed, its markings faded. Beirut, a city of intrigue, a city of secrets. Tonight one reveals itself, the air hung heavy with the scent of old paper and forgotten things. My fingers, cool and precise, traced the lines of the map. Each crease, each mark, a whisper from a bygone era. I felt a familiar pull, an allure I could never resist. This map, passed down through generations, held a key to a hidden chamber rumored to be buried beneath the bustling streets of Beirut. My family, scholars and adventurers had searched for it for centuries. I'm destined to find it. Beirut. The air, thick with the scent of spices and the sea, greeted me. The city throbbed, a living entity, pulsating with energy, yet beneath the surface I sensed an undercurrent of mystery. The map led me through a labyrinth of narrow streets, past ancient mosques and bustling souks. Each turn seemed to take me further back in time, deeper into the heart of the mystery. The city held its breath, waiting. As dusk fell, casting long shadows across the ancient city, I found myself standing before an unassuming building. It was here, according to the map, that the hidden chamber lay, but something felt amiss, an unsettling presence. The air inside the building was heavy, stagnant, as if it hadn't been disturbed for years. Dust motes danced in the faint light that filtered through cracks in the walls, creating an almost ethereal atmosphere. I could hear the city outside, but it felt distant, muted, as if the walls themselves were absorbing the sound. I ran my hand along the cold stone, searching for any sign, any clue that might reveal the secret hidden within these walls. The map indicated a hidden lever somewhere in this room, but it didn't specify where exactly. I examined every inch, the chipped tiles on the floor, the rough-hewn stones of the wall, the dusty window overlooking a forgotten courtyard, hoping to find a clue. The silence was broken only by the sound of my own breathing, a constant reminder of my solitude in this quest. Then I felt it, a slight indentation in the wall, almost imperceptible, but enough to catch my attention. It was concealed beneath a loose stone, expertly disguised to blend in with the rest of the wall. As my fingers pressed against it, I felt a vibration run through the floor, a low rumble that echoed through the silent room, signaling that I had found what I was looking for. The wall before me shuddered, and with a grinding groan began to recede, revealing a hidden door that had been concealed for centuries. A passageway, dark and narrow, opened up, leading down into the earth. It seemed to beckon me forward, inviting me into its depths. The air that wafted from it was cold, carrying the scent of damp earth and something else. Something ancient, almost forgotten by time. I stepped inside, my footsteps echoing on the stone steps, each step resonating through the silent corridor. As I descended, the air grew colder, and I could hear the faint sound of dripping water, like a distant heartbeat of the earth. The darkness was absolute, but I could sense the passage narrowing, closing in on me. Suddenly a voice echoed through the gloom. "So, you found it!" A figure emerged from the shadows, silhouetted against the faint light from above, its presence both unsettling and familiar. The voice was deep, with an accent I couldn't quite place, adding to the mystery of the encounter. He held a lantern which illuminated his face, casting eerie shadows that danced across the walls. It was a face I knew, but how? The recognition sent a shiver down my spine as memories long buried began to resurface. The man in the shadows smiled, a slow, unsettling smile that did nothing to calm my nerves. "I've been expecting you," he said, his voice a low murmur that echoed in the confined space. "Or perhaps I should say, I've been expecting someone like you." He stepped aside, gesturing for me to proceed down the passage. "After you," he said, his tone leaving no room for argument. I had a choice to make, turn back or venture deeper into the unknown. My curiosity, as always, got the better of me. I continued down the passage, my hand hovering near the revolver concealed beneath my coat. The air grew heavy, charged with anticipation. We were approaching the heart of the mystery. and the passage opened into a large chamber, its high ceiling supported by massive pillars carved with intricate designs. The air was surprisingly dry and smelled faintly of incense. In the center of the chamber, bathed in the light of flickering torches, stood a large stone sarcophagus. "Impressive, isn't it?" the man said, his voice echoing in the vast chamber. "A secret hidden for centuries, passed down through generations, and now you're here." He stepped closer to the sarcophagus, his hand resting on its cold, smooth surface. "This chamber," he continued, "holds the key to a power beyond your comprehension, a power that has been sought by many but found by few. And now," he paused, turning to face me, "it can be yours." I stared at the sarcophagus, a sense of unease washing over me. The air was thick with the weight of centuries, and the dim light cast eerie shadows on the ancient stone. The power he spoke of, the secrets this chamber held, it all felt dangerous, forbidden. Every artifact seemed to whisper tales of doom and despair. Yet, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was meant to be here. It was as if an invisible thread had guided me to this very moment, to this very place. He smiled, mistaking my silence for awe. His confidence was unnerving, almost as if he knew something I didn't. "Open it," he urged, his eyes gleaming with an almost fanatical light. There was a fervor in his voice that sent chills down my spine. "Open it and claim your destiny!" His words echoed in the chamber, amplifying the tension. I took a step forward, my hand reaching out towards the sarcophagus. My heart pounded in my chest, each beat louder than the last, but just as my fingers brushed against its cold surface, I stopped. Something wasn't right. A sudden realization hit me like a bolt of lightning. I turned to the man, my eyes narrowing. There was a hidden agenda, a sinister plan that I was beginning to unravel. "This isn't my destiny," I said, my voice cold and steady. "It's yours." The words hung in the air, heavy with implication. He froze, his smile fading. The confidence he had moments ago was replaced by a flicker of fear. "What are you talking about?" he stammered, his voice laced with sudden fear. I had expected this. His reaction confirmed my suspicions. "This map," I said, holding it up, "it doesn't lead to a hidden chamber. It was a ruse, a carefully crafted deception. It leads to a trap, your trap." The realization dawned on him and his face paled. The fear in his eyes turned to panic. He knew he had been outmaneuvered. He lunged, but I was ready for him. His desperation made him reckless. I sidestepped, and he stumbled past me, falling towards the sarcophagus. His fate was sealed. As he hit the stone, a loud grinding sound echoed through the chamber. The ancient mechanisms were set into motion. The floor beneath us began to give way, crumbling into darkness. The chamber was collapsing, a final testament to its deadly secrets. I watched from the edge as he disappeared into the abyss, his screams swallowed by the darkness. The trap had claimed its victim. The trap, it seemed, had been sprung, but not by me. The chamber lay in ruins, a silent witness to the final